Life is good. Let's talk about it.
2.0.
Life is good. Don't stress about it.
Here we go.
Life is good. Just live your life. Life is good.
Welcome to Benny's podcast show. We're here with us, Mr. Katelyn. How are you, ma'am?
Hi, Benny. Good evening. I'm well. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Welcome to our podcast. So, Mrs. Katelyn, tell us a little bit about, like, I know you are, let me start with the audience, let you know who you do, what you do, and you're all about nutrition,
Yes.
be all healthy, herbals, and all about fixing your nature of the personality, make sure you get you a good direction and all that good stuff. I actually tested some of your stuff before, and I was interested to bring to we all about want to talk about in our podcast about how to make our life better and effective,
Yes.
and we can enjoy. Some people, because of the technology that we can get actually very much information, especially people like you who discover and research, take the time and develop those things. And we like to first hear from you, see how you started and where it got you and who you are.
Awesome. Well, I do appreciate the invitation to your podcast this evening. So thank you so much for that. Yes, very grateful. My name is Katelyn. I am from San Diego, California initially, and I moved to South Florida in 2000. I've lived here for 26 years. I got into the wellness space about, I want to say 6 years ago. I had an imbalance in my thyroid, and I wanted to see what natural things I could either use or take to start to balance out my thyroid. So I did some research, and there was many different things, sea moss, which is what I have here, and a lot of other herbs. And so I was so dedicated to incorporating a healthy alternative besides medication into my daily health regimen, as well as sharing it with other people. So I did more research, and then upon doing more research, I found sea moss and where I could get it from and how to clean it and cultivate it and all these different things. And so I started out with K's sea moss initially. But then when I started out with K's sea moss, I said, if I do sea moss, I can only do sea moss. So I branched out further and went to K's natural nutrients, which is like the umbrella of like more things that I could put under it, right? So then I had like an elderberry tonic and an elixir, and then I invited more of the sea moss infused beverages as well as the sea moss gels. So that's what I do. I love doing it. It is honestly, it has helped so many people. I've been in business for 5 years in July. So this year, July will be 5 years that I've been in business. And it has changed other people's lives, many people's lives. And a lot of people come back to me and order continuously because they love the way that the sea moss gel makes them feel.
Can you tell us like what
Yes.
stories from your clients or from your
Oh,
people,
absolutely.
like true stories?
Oh, yeah, sure. So there has been weight loss. There has also been asthma is very beneficial when it comes to the sea moss being beneficial for the asthma. I'm sorry. The sea moss is a natural like anti-inflammatory. So basically, sea moss is a marine algae that grows in St. Lucia, off the warm shores of St. Lucia, and it has 92 out of 102 trace minerals, vitamins, and amino acids inside. So it's very good for decreasing inflammation in your whole body. And that can be respiratory, your head, your tendons, ligaments, joints, those things. Helps with reproductive health. It's great for different types of tumors or cancers and things like that. There's no cure for that, but it's, very beneficial for that. And so people that have had like chronic joint pain, inflammation in their lungs, COPD, asthma, hypertension, diabetes is another one. Very, very important. Any kind of chronic pain and inflammation like fibromyalgia, thinning of the hair, they can't sleep well. Those different types of things people have benefited from getting better.
And how after how long it affects?
Okay. So about the fourth or fifth day is usually when people will start to see a difference in the way that they feel. And I always tell people to stay consistent because If you're consistent, then that's when you're going to reap the benefits of it. But if you take it once and then you wait a couple of days and you take it again, it's not going to have the same effect as if you were to take it on a consistent basis.
And what the doses they have to take?
So that's a great question. It's 1 to 2 tablespoons per day. You keep it refrigerated. So it's in like a mason jar here. I'm going to take the lid off so they can see. And it's like an applesauce texture.
Can I smell it?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Doesn't have much smell.
No, it's like a very light, mild smell, but that's
So it's not to give you the nauseous or somebody. Every person is different.
Correct.
Like they don't like smells. I know in a hair products, not everybody likes, or especially in skincare, I think that people
Correct.
don't like to very strong feeling of the smell. They're very warm, very light. And that's the reason.
So that is one of the reasons. The other reason is that some people just prefer to have the sea moss taste good. So the flavor of the sea moss, it has a more palatable taste when there's a flavor, right? So some of my customers, they cannot have a fruit because they're either diabetic or they are allergic or anything of like that nature, right? So they have to have it just plain, which is just the sea moss, the marine, algae with the spring water, and that's it. But most people, they prefer to have a passion fruit, pineapple. These are the flavors, by the way. Tropical fruit, pink dragon fruit, watermelon, strawberry. And it tastes very good because it's natural. And then they're not tasting something that is like, oh, I know this is from the ocean. They don't get reminded all the time that it's from the ocean. So it takes that pungent oceanic kind of smell and taste away.
So they are all the same, or each of them has different.
So the baseline of all the nutrition is the same. The only thing that's different is the flavor. That's it. But it has all the same consistency and the benefits and things like that.
Can you show them?
Yes, absolutely. So this would be the passion fruit infused sea moss electrolyte beverage here. This is the passion fruit. This is the tropical punch. This is the summer special that I came out with for like 3 months. So it'll end like August for the summertime. This one is the mango. And then I have the mango and passion fruit sea moss infused gel here.
The packaging is beautiful. Like,
Thank you.
It's very pleasant.
I appreciate that.
Very-
I would like to give a huge shout out to the person that helped me with my labeling. So my partner, actually, my boyfriend, he is an artist. He does very well with like paintings and murals and things like that. He's phenomenal. His Instagram is at Ebby Created It. He does like personal portraits and things like that. So I wanted to give a shout out to him for this because he designed this.
Amazing.
Yeah,
It is
so-
very natural.
yeah.
And question, where they can find you with those things?
So I have a website. It's kaysnaturalnutrients.com. That's my online store. For Instagram, you can find me at _ K's Natural Nutrients _ and then on Facebook it's K's Natural Nutrients. And then my personal Facebook page, which is kind of with like my business and everything incorporated in there too, you can also go on to that, and that's my first name Katelyn and then my last name Kerlikowske.
So question right now, that's
Yes.
beautiful. So now, from all the diseases or everything you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
which most you heard from customers coming, like say, help me for diabetes or for asthma, what actually you heard from most of your customers you got from those kind of treatments for them? Like what's the mostly more in comments? What are the statistics?
The statistics are, it's a combination of what I'm offering and what I teach, and then how consistent they are. So people that put in their 100% effort and they're staying, with that regimen, they see a difference. They just have to keep taking it, honestly. And then, of course, eating well, there's no one cure for an issue. You need to make sure that you are eating properly, balanced. I wouldn't even say perfect, but just balanced, right? You want to get outside, 20 minutes of sunlight during the day, right? Minimum. You want to make sure that you're listening to higher frequency music. You want to make sure that the relationships that you have with people are good. All of that in conjunction together makes the quality of your life improve.
So you're basically not saying, oh, just take this, your life going
No,
to change.
no.
It's a lot of
It's a lot of personal work that people have to do. And I realized in this health space that when I started, I'm like, okay, nutrition is one aspect, but wellness is everything in your life. It's not only just the things you eat, because you have people that are vegan, but they have depression, or it's not. There has to be a nice balance of things,
So let's say somebody who want to start, what's your first suggestions?
I ask everybody a series of questions, right? Do you have any allergies? What's your health goals? What things are you trying to accomplish and achieve? And based on their answers, then I kind of go down and I will break down what I think is better for them. Typically, the sea moss gel I recommend to everyone first because it's something that they can take every day. So this is a 16-ounce jar. This is good for about 3 to 4 weeks, which has roughly 30 servings, right? Taken every day, 1 to 2 tablespoons. You keep it refrigerated. If you take medication, you just want to wait 2 to 3 hours because the minerals in here can knock out the absorption of your medication. So you just want the medication that you're taking from your doctor to get into your body and absorb properly. But after that, you take this. I recommend you take it in the beginning of your day, although you can take it any time of the day. But because of the B vitamins and all the energy that's in there as well, I just recommend it at the beginning of your day. So in a smoothie, for instance, or in your tea, in your yogurt, things like that.
And anybody can use it. You don't have to use only when you're sick, right? Or
Correct. Absolutely. You can use it. It's literally a multivitamin. Think of it as live multivitamins that you eat. So it's so concentrated that you're getting trace minerals, elements, essential vitamins in the sea moss gel that you would get if you were taking a multivitamin. There are some basic restrictions. So, for example, if you're under 2 years old, I don't recommend that. And if you have an allergy to iodine, right, because it's from the ocean, there's iodine in here naturally. So if you have like an autoimmune disorder or something like that, it's recommended that you don't take this it has iodine. But of course, you always want to make sure that you consult with your healthcare provider and things like that.
And everybody can take it and say for 1 month.
Yes, 3 to 4 weeks. Yes, depending on how big your spoonfuls are. Some people use a little tiny spoon. Some people use a bigger spoon.
And where is made from?
This sea moss, I get it from St. Lucia. So there's different varieties of sea moss. You have sea moss that comes from Jamaica, but the variety that I get, this specific kind, is from the St. Lucian Islands.
So what's it going to cost me for this kind of jar?
So the jars go for $47, and that's not including shipping. If it's shipped, that's basically depending on, your zone of where you are in the United States. And that is, not up to me. That's up to the shipping provider. But it's $47. Everything is made fresh to order. And yeah.
It's like about $1.25 per day.
Pretty much, yeah.
And question, so now let's say I have a lot of vitamins in my plate already every morning I take it. What is it replacing, for instance?
Okay, that's a phenomenal question, actually, a very good question. So I always recommend for people to continue to take their vitamins, especially if they have something, for instance, that they're deficient in, such as, let's say, iron, right? Or they have a vitamin D deficiency or B12. Those typical dosages, they have a higher, what's called an international unit, an IU. So if you need to have more of a B vitamin, then you're going to want to stick with that. You can take this in conjunction with it. It's not going to harm you. But I don't say stop taking it because everyone's levels and where they are at, they're different. So you just want to make sure that, okay, like for instance, if you're anemic, right, you have an iron deficiency, you want to make sure you're taking an iron supplement plus having iron-rich foods and beverages. And then you want to have sea moss because sea moss has iron in it. So it's good for people that have anemia, stuff like that. Unless, it is something that their healthcare provider recommends that they either stop taking or that they take more of. But I never say to just don't take it anymore.
When you don't take it?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry?
When you don't take it.
When do I not take it?
Let's say, hypothetically, who you don't recommend.
Oh, I recommend it to people that can't take it because of iodine, for instance, like I was mentioning earlier. If you are allergic to a particular fruit, obviously you're not going to choose that one. You'll choose a different flavor, but anyone can really have it.
You said it also helps, let's say, for people who go into the gym for muscles.
It's huge in the athletic industry because people that are constantly working out, they need amino acids, right? So amino acids
for recovery
help exactly. So it's great for muscle, working out recovery. It's great for weight loss as well. It curbs your appetite too, so it makes you a little bit less hungrier and things like that. Mm-hmm.
beautiful. So all this information you can find on your website. You have a website?
Yes, you can find it on ksnaturalnutrients.com, and there is a Q&A section, and in that section is the answers to the questions provided. Yes.
So question, what inspired you to go this route for wellness? What actually say, hey, I'm tired. I want to change something. I want to do something. What inspired to get you into do this kind of wellness?
Well, first of all, and this is just me being myself, I'm a very soulful person. So I feel that everyone in the world, I feel like we all have a gift, right? And sometimes it takes a while for us to figure out what we're good at. And not everyone is going to be good at the same thing, and that's okay. We're not supposed to be, right? So sometimes when you know that you have some type of a calling, or you have some type of a value that you can bring to people because it's either natural for you, or you have your life experience that you use to be the voice that brings you through. I just figured that I could take my life experiences and the knowledge and the understanding that I have and bring it all together. And so that really is what inspired me, because I wanted to feel better. And then upon that, I wanted other people to also feel better too. And I was like, wait a minute, why not just be able to share something that tastes really good and it's also really good for you and it makes you feel good, and it's a noticeable difference, when you take it. So that's really what inspired me. And plus I like mental health and, physical health, and I'm into all that in general.
That's beautiful. That's a very good incentive, especially when you wanna. I have a friend who he was working. He does fruits and vegetables mostly.
Mm-hmm.
He says he makes everything from ginger. And actually, I have my friend Louis, two pairs. We used to make for us those, brings all the fruits and makes those gingers and juice and stuff like this. And it is, you're feeling very well, very right away. You can feel the freshness.
Right.
I know when you took a supplement, I took many vitamins. So I take so many supplements, so I'm not sure what works for me and what not works for me. But when I start taking them, I feel it different. But I'm taking about right now, I'm anti-aging. So I got into NAD. I don't know if you heard about NMN.
Yes.
So I get so into it, and it comes I don't know if you heard about somebody who called him David Sinclair. So he's leading for anti-aging, David Sinclair. And last year I had the fast for 4 days, and I got after watching his videos, I got inspired about do anti-aging. And I said, who doesn't want to live forever? Right? And we know we're going to live forever, technically. Nobody lives forever. But when I heard this, I'm hearing lately, in another 5, 10 to 10 years, people's lives can extend to, actually, you can live up to 140 to 150. They were saying the new 80 is going to be new 40.
Correct.
So I'm saying we're not far for technology to reverse engineering your cells. So basically, they're saying that if you take the NAD and you take the resveratrol and omega-3, vitamin K3, B2, and other couple stuff with it, turmeric and Q10. So everything you're taking is a full for body, and magnesium at night. So basically, you're covering the whole body to make sure you slow the aging. And also the NAD, I'm thinking you're taking double doses to reverse engineering you're stopping your aging, and also try to reverse engineering your aging. So I have also David Sinclair. He 57 years old. Biology-wise, he reverses age to 33 years old.
Wow, that's impressive.
It was other guy who sold Venmo.
Okay.
He has spent every year on himself $2 million on his nutrition and his food.
Wow.
The way he does, he's wanted to be his son's age, 19, 18. He took this very seriously to the next level. He goes to sleep 8 o'clock at night. He stop eating at 12 or 1 o'clock, and that's it. He says he don't want to go sleep with food in the stomach. So I recommend between 3 to 5 hours before you sleep. The reason is, when you sleep, if you eat before you sleep, your body comes to start working. So adjusting oxygens and all those taxes. So you're not working, you're not going to have a good sleep.
Yep.
Because you at work, you're like factory, it's working, right? And so they were saying sleep is the best for anti-aging. And for coming to what you're saying is, I definitely feel the difference when Luis mixes for us. Where he goes to shopping for us to all the vegetables and ginger, put them together, he makes the mixers and give us. We drink like about 4 weeks. He makes us like for a week, and we immediately feel like to your mind. And I feel that what you're saying is the same thing about you because it's all natural ingredients. It doesn't go through labs and stuff. You're using all natural ingredients. If I'm right.
Yes, correct. That's correct. Yes, and think about it. I mean, like you're saying, your body when you eat so much, for example. When we have the program of saying, hey, you need to have 3 meals per day, right? Well, who told us that that's true? Because in reality, we should only eat when we really are hungry and when we need to nourish our body. But if we eat literally 3 meals per day, we're packing so much into our system that like our body doesn't have enough time to like clear that out. So our lymphatic system, it gets clogged. And this is how things like certain kinds of diseases and cancers and stuff like that, how they develop because we're just eating and eating and eating, but it needs to convert and be able to like leave our body. So it's a nice balance of everything. I think that it's not a one size fits all. I think that it's really, just knowing your body, understanding what you really need, and also getting your blood work done. Like you can use nutrition, right, to heal, but knowing where the base level is of where you're at, those are really important things to do too. Get your routine blood work done, because that way, if you are deficient in a certain area, now you need to just increase that, and you just make these little adjustments, and they change the quality of your life. But you have to be proactive and care. You know what I mean?
100%, I agree.
You have to take the accountability, and it's not hard. It's just we're so taught of like just moving, hustle every day. Like it's like sometimes you have to really just say, okay, I'm going to be present and slow down and think about what it is I need for my well-being. And then when you do that, you start to give yourself, your mind, your body, and your spirit everything that you need together to work cohesively. So that way you are having an optimal life,
Right. I have a question for you now. Do you have any studies or anything like clinical back up your theory or your facts?
Okay, so
or any stories,
So there has definitely been peer reviews on the CMOS. There's no FDA approval of this, but through years and years of people taking this and them feeling different and them talking about how they were either overweight or they were sick, and there's a lot of proof in what people have felt in their life. So yeah, there are tons of stories online that people could do their research to check that out. That's what I did. I went online and I just started reading, and I spoke to different people, and I just went from there, to be honest with you.
That's good. So there's a lot of research. Anyway, if I go online, I put this CMOS, and I'm gonna see all the story about it.
Oh yeah, what's funny is that it's actually a very popular market, but at the same time, it's not a saturated market. So even though a lot of people know about CMOS, there's still a lot of people that don't, especially certain demographics of people, for instance, European people, right? The CMOS is very popular in like the Caribbean. So Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, it's very
popular.
Caribbean oriented. But yeah, it's awesome because here I come in, I have a mixed background, and I'm educating people on this, and I'm like, hey, it works. Try it.
Do you have any success stories to your customers? Can you walk us through some customers? You say repeating customers coming to buy.
Oh yeah, they have had. There's this one lady, actually, she was very overweight. She was probably close to 300 pounds.
Wow.
And she was an adult in her, I want to say, late 30s. And she had developed adult asthma. And she got my information from someone. I met with her, and I gave her the full spectrum CMOS. So not this kind, but the purple, which is a full darker spectrum. It has 13 additional antioxidants on top of the regular nutrition in the CMOS. So think of it like this. Think of spinach and carrots. So spinach is darker. It has more vitamins than a carrot, but they're both vegetables. But one is just darker and better for you. So that's what the full spectrum purple CMOS is essentially, is it just has more antioxidants and like polyphenols in it. So I brought her a jar of that for a month. She was feeling pretty good. She ordered from me, I want to say maybe 2 more times. So in 90 days, she went back to her doctor and they took her off her albuterol, the pump for her asthma. She didn't need to have that anymore to be able to breathe. She could breathe on her own. So essentially what the sea moss did for her is when you have asthma, the alveoli in your lungs, they're like little socks, little like holes. They close up, they get very
Right.
inflamed. So that inflammation is what creates all of that distress, right? So those alveoli need to be not inflamed so you can breathe healthier and better. And so she was able to breathe better and healthier because of it.
Beautiful. That's all of health. So all right. So because she was right, it makes sense. Else, do you have other stories you would like to share with our audience?
I have another perfect story. So my aunt actually, she lived in a small town called Dawson, Texas, and she was in her 70s. And this was when I first started. This was back in, I think, August of 2021, right? So I started getting into the sea moss and I started promoting it. She kept seeing it on my Facebook all the time. And she was like, what is that? So finally, she got the courage to say, Katelyn, I'm ready to try this. I go to Whole Foods. I go to Fresh Market. I buy stuff online. And she had what's called fibromyalgia, like all this body pain, but she could not figure out what would help it. So I said to her, hey, you know what? I'll mail you a jar or two. And she's like, how do you take it? So I gave her the rundown. I said, you can put in your tea or in your coffee, in your smoothie. She's like, okay, great. So fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. All right, fast forward. She gets it. 3 weeks later, I check in with her. Hey, how are you? She's like, Katelyn, whatever is in this stuff, all of my pain in my elbows, my neck,
Joints.
my joints, it was completely gone.
Wow.
And she was in her 70s and she's like, and she ordered from me for probably going on 3 years. So yeah, so she loved it. She took it for so long. And then she had like a different health issue, not related to fibromyalgia, but I mean,
Look, as long as she felt more healthier in that moment, she released from pain,
Yeah.
from all those extra pains, and you definitely obviously help in her
Yeah.
life. You cannot cure because she has something actually something in her body. As you said, it's not cure, but it will help you to go through
Right,
the day.
because-
It's like you see, you know what you're saying is where I try to keep saying that it's basically instead pumping pills. You're taking here was something natural.
Yeah.
You know, you eat something natural. You know what's going on. It's like, you know, it's all natural herbs, wellness. So you don't know what you're getting
Exactly.
from some lab. You don't know what's in it. You know, you don't know if you feel it or not. You know, here you have all in one jar. You can try it. You can feel different. You don't feel the difference. Don't try it. Right?
Correct. And I would like to say something. So there is a market for the sea moss that is not very authentic, right? And so what I mean by that is that people push the product because they want to make the money. So it's not real. So they will pool grow it, right? So wildcrafted sea moss is not pool grown. It's wildcrafted. It means that it's growing wildly in the ocean and it's harvested and all that naturally. When you pool grow it, you pool grow it together and then it has chemicals on it and then you throw salt on it. And then you sell it and say, oh, this is sea moss because no, there's no vitamins in that. It
Also,
has
you
to
be careful to get the real
absolutely.
one.
Correct. Yes. So there's a
Where they
market
can
for that.
find it?
Through me, ksnaturalnutrients.com. My stuff is grade A sourced. Okay, grade A sourced from St. Lucia. I don't deal with any third parties, nothing that I don't trust. I deal directly with a local farm in St. Lucia, a family there, and I get all the sea moss sourced from there to here.
I can tell you guys, for sure, I've been knowing Ms. Katelyn for a couple of years through our mutual friend. And that mutual friend always, she brings here, live with her. Sometimes she used to work with us. She used to take it. She loves it. And I know the friends because of that thing too, because that's brought them closer because she was depending on this thing because she has also some family. So I think this thing, if you're looking for something natural, you know, help daily, and I think you should definitely try. It doesn't hurt. It's all natural ingredients. It's not something you don't know what you're doing. And she's going to give you her address. So you know where she is.
Uh-oh.
So it's all legit. It's all made USA. And you know, she also give you true stories about her aunt that made it.
Hey, but I'm being, you know what? You have to be honest, right? Eventually everyone ends up croaking, right?
Right.
At some point, not
Yeah.
related to anything that you're selling, but And of course on my social media, there are testimonies and there's videos of people that have spoken about it. And also online underneath the product section for the reviews, if you go onto ksnaturalnutrients.com, you'll see under each product, there are actual personal reviews of people that have left reviews of that particular product.
What's your next step? What's a new product? What's your new vision? What's your new direction? What are
Okay.
you all about? We didn't start it, and also have a surprise
Yes.
for you too.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great. I like surprises. Okay, so currently what I'm working on is integrating the nutrition aspect of health to the mental health aspect. So I currently am doing trauma-informed therapy, but I'm more of like a trauma-informed coach. I'm not a therapist. I'm not licensed. I don't, prescribe medication and things like that. But people that have issues on the inside, from their childhood or from some type of abuse or anything like that they've experienced, or habits that they don't like, that they want to be better at. I've studied that as well, and kind of making this whole ecosystem of health and wellness. So I'm into that right now too. Like I do both basically. I'm not just a CEO pushing these products. I actually feel like my mission is to be able to help people, to speak to them, to give some guidance, set up plans for them, be able to have activities that I give them that they can follow, different techniques and stuff like that. And then they have to do their part though. It's not like come talk to me for an hour for 4 months and think if you just talk to me, that's it. No, you speak, you do the work, you stay consistent. And I think that, people can be better, but they just have to want to be better.
And you can teach them to be consistent too, right?
Correct. And it's holding people accountable. Accountability is a really big thing. I mean, I'm speaking like this because I know what that is like, because there's been times in my life where I wasn't very accountable, and I can be very transparent about it. And I'm not afraid or nervous or, feeling any kind of way to not be honest about it. Right. So the whole thing is that you're accountable for the things that you've done, the things that have happened, and you recognize it, and then you move forward with your life to never do those things again, or to just do better. It just feels good. I like the energy that I feel in my body when I do the right thing. Everyone is different, but that's personally what I like. I like
Whatever you describe right now, I heard upon a time not long ago. Do you heard about ayahuasca?
Yes.
So it's better you present it right now. You said I heard that's what it does. It takes you like it's a trip.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
do that?
No, I have never tried that, but I would absolutely probably be open to trying it. I would. I've never tried it before. That's something I'm definitely interested in.
And they have a professional place to do this, I think, in church in Orlando, special place.
Okay.
Special, just actually, if you do ayahuasca in Orlando or in
Okay.
Florida, they have a special place to get you. I heard, my couple of friends told me to do it, and I never did it. And said, Ben, I said, look, my life is beautiful. I feel, even though I think every of us has some stress.
Right.
I'm not saying I don't have abuse, but I guess not everybody, I guess. Some people have some crisis in their life, something they saw that or something, I personally saw a couple of things, but I feel it made me stronger and better, and maybe some people will go crazy or take different routine, but it made me better, all right? And I said, I have a picture of vision, how I want to lead my life. It makes me, when I have the vision, and it's easier to lead. Right. But the people who happen is sometimes they're lost. They don't even know where to start.
Exactly.
So they wake up in the morning, what I do next.
Right.
Right. So for me to say, people looking for, I'm not lucky, that's not true. It could be something you say maybe true, but you can change that. You know how you change that? How you change that, Katelyn?
What was it? Can you go back and
So
repeat
I
the
say,
question?
if you say, some people say, then let's say people woke up in the morning, they have nothing to do.
Okay.
They can say, hey, Benny, I'm unlucky. Nothing what I do doesn't work for me, okay? I say it's some of it can be true, but most of it's not. I'm going to explain. For me to be successful, I have to create my own luck, all right? I have to first get out of the house. That's my first move. I saw you on the way. Hey, Katelyn, how are you today? How's the kids? How's family?
Right.
Amazing. What you do? Oh, I'm here. I'm looking for work. Do you know anything? I already made the first step.
Correct.
Then I go, I see here. So it means I'm creating my own luck. That's what people are missing. People thinking, someone's going to knock your door. Hello, I'm here. I have opportunity for you. Or I'm here to fix your health. Or I'm here to fix anything for you. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to do. It's a saying in our tradition. God says, you do the motivation, I give you the rest. You be motivated, I give you the rest. That's how God put together, I'm not going to give you just like that. You have to be first motivated, and then you're going to get the rest. And that's so you also, what you said is you want to help people.
Exactly. And what you just said, this is why I love the person that I've been becoming, right? When I say that I love who I am, I love the woman that I've been becoming to be, because my understanding is so much greater now, and I'm grateful for that understanding. Like I'm the kind of person that I love to understand, but to truly understand, not to pretend. So sometimes you have to go through things that are very heartbreaking and very difficult, but that's all part of the plan, That's all part of it, because if you did not experience those things, you would not be essentially in this seat. So, for instance, when you said, yes, when people say, oh, I'm unlucky, well, you know what? You are the creator of your reality, because if you are not motivated, if you talk negatively about yourself, if you think you are ugly, if you think you are poor and broke, guess what? God is going to, AKA the universe, you're going to you're actually going to get that. So all you're doing is reconfirming your whole reality.
100%.
Oh, okay, you're broke. That's how you feel. Okay. Oh, you're poor. Okay. Oh, you're unhealthy. No. So you are a creator, a mini creator. You are like a co-creator. There's God, right? But you are a co-creator of that.
Your reality.
Exactly. So you do have to apply effort and initiative, and then the alignment of open doors comes. But you can't give up. You have to keep going. So even the times when it's slow, when you're not making money, when you want to walk away or you want to sit, down and put your head down, you keep your head up, because guess what? The success is around the corner. It's not going to stay like that,
You're 100% right. I don't believe go to normal. For me, it's always keep doing more and more and more and more. Let's say I have one business. I can take more.
Right.
So I go back to you about something interesting maybe you don't know about yourself.
Go ahead.
And something beautiful I recognize this year. You like to have knowledge. You like knowledge. You observe like a sponge, like a knowledge.
Yes.
And you, life path number 7, I'm going to get there. It's about knowledge. When you like to learn more, and you also should share your knowledge. And because you, the person, came to this universe to learn, get knowledge, because you have that ability, that you have I'm going to go there right now, so I'm going to go to numerology and astrology. It's something like we want to give you as a gift, reading about you.
Okay.
That will help you. So basically what that does for you, I recognize about myself. I never criticized myself. I start recognizing lately, well, I'm not crediting myself, always trying to be humble. I'm humble enough, but I should give myself credit too for whatever I achieved. For me, everything I achieved, it's not kind of wow. But I tell to my people say it's wow. And I never saw myself giving credit, like I'm not even good enough. I'm never good enough even for myself. All right? I think we have some people, we have something, goals. If we not achieve something, we're not even satisfied, or we're not good enough. And I think that's sometimes we should be appreciating we have. The moment you have that, it's already a good start.
Bingo.
Because whatever you have, maybe others don't have.
Oh,
all right.
100%, yeah.
Whatever is for me, I can try to grab it. For somebody else, can be priceless. All right. So I think we should start with ourselves first. And I start recognizing myself, so giving too myself credit, and I start being more firm. I'm always kind. I want to be always kind, but I'm more firm. I used to be very more mellow, easygoing, but I start being a little bit getting age, getting wiser. You should look after yourself. Some people be too kind, and people are gonna take your kindness for the weekends, for the benefit.
Of course.
And you don't realize it's okay. I forgive. I always forgive. And time right now, the moment you're gonna stop this, you're gonna have a better life.
I
All right.
agree.
It's very important to start loving yourself and crediting yourself. You're not gonna credit yourself. You're not gonna love yourself. It doesn't matter if people put you down. Yeah, those people are not good for you, bro. All
That's
right.
true. I agree.
You know, you always have to be around people. I love you. I love you. I love you. That's how you start rising.
Bingo.
And you want to put yourself around people who appreciate you, want to be around you, not negativity. I don't care if you, my brother and sister, feel negative to me. I don't want to be close there. But I want to be around always good energies. I think that's my success. If I have people around me not good energies,
Oh,
please
absolutely.
keep me far away.
Yeah, they're vampires. They're gonna take and take and take.
Oh yeah, look,
Sure.
I like to help some people, but sometimes it's a saying, if some people you want to help them, you do help them, they sometimes forget where they came from, and it's very hard. Then you disappointed, and you say, shit, I try to help the people, but I don't
Yeah.
give up. Every person is different, and I don't want to judge them. So
Oh, of
every
course,
person
yeah.
independent.
Absolutely. I totally agree. It does start with yourself. And that's another programming that we've all been taught, which is the more you do and the more you have, the more valuable you are. But you're not valuable because of what you can do for someone else or what you have. Innately, you're a creator of the divine. We're all divine beings. So my worth and value is not based on what you think of me. I'm worth much regardless. Same thing with you, same thing with him, right? So that's a programming that takes time to undo, right?
100%.
So it's like the story has been written for so many years, but then we get to be 30, 40, and 50, and we're like, wow, we've been believing all of these lies for a long time. Okay, now we have to undo these lies. So that
Yeah.
takes time too,
You definitely want to research, not to believe everybody who says so. You can give them benefit of the doubt,
Yeah.
just not to disrespect one person. But if that's information very important for you,
Right.
I will go always research. I will
Right.
research positive and negative. You
Exactly,
don't want
yeah.
to kind of hear only one side, just whatever good for your ear.
Exactly, yeah.
You have to make sure. Also, I'm a little bit have experience with reading about horoscope and
Okay.
numerology. I want to tell you a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
And probably you already know, but the more you know about yourself, you can make much better for yourself in the right way. So when I learned I like knowledge, I keep myself more knowledge. All right, that helping me to get my world better because that's what I'm drive to, and that's what I'm seeking for.
Right.
I'm a sponge. Just give me. Some people like to read. Some people like to hear. Some people like to see. All right. So everybody's different, Some people say, hey, I don't like to read books. Okay, no problem to have a book somebody can read for you. Or you can try to do the movies. All right. So I think knowledge makes your life very easy. So it comes to your birth, it's very interesting. This year, it's a year of the horse.
Okay.
And you're born a year of the horse. It's a year of the horse. Very, very, very strong. And you metal, okay? Horse of metal. Every horse has a fire, metal, and I think they have so you are metal. Strong.
Okay.
And what's good about you, good, because you born by Chinese horoscope, horse is number 7.
Yeah.
And your life path also number 7. So basically, you like to be lonely sometimes, and you don't want. You need your space. You cannot be so much around more a lot of noise. And I can tell you don't like nonsense. If you go to groups, maybe you can be just smiling just to be nice, but you don't like the conversations going on there.
I mean, it has to be stimulating for me, right? So if it's not mentally stimulating and I don't find it to be interesting
Educated.
or productive, yeah, because if you're just gossiping about somebody, I'm not going to join that gossip. I would rather just exit. I don't need to do that, So yeah.
So the thing is also if you want to be, that's why I told you earlier, if you into technology.
Mm-hmm.
So because you number 7, it's intelligent. It's like intelligent eye, right? It's also letter 7.
Correct.
So intelligence, it's pure. You always have to seek for knowledge to feel satisfied. And then you have to, as you said, you want to share this because the way you said you want to help people because you can see through them.
Correct.
When you can see through them, you can feel them. And then you can start giving your knowledge what you know about it. That's what you have to keep studying and keep studying to you can help others.
Exactly.
All right. So that's your very hard intuition. And you have a lot of, as long as you keep learning, get wisdom, you're going to love it. Love it. Because that will give you a lot of solutions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And also your Gemini.
Yes.
So Gemini, they are very friendly. They like to talk. They like to be around environment, very friendly. You cannot be locked in one place. You have to be always be somewhere, always walk, always like friendship. Always have to be environment who makes you busy. And they use the Geminis for smart too.
Yeah.
And they also, you have to control, speaking the truth. Sometimes Gemini has talk like real gossip and lies. But everybody lies, all right?
I have something to say in regards
Please.
to that I'm going to add to what you're saying, because what you're saying is fantastic. But to add to it, right? So there is a natural evolutionary process that takes place with people, right? So being, let's say, a teenager, a young 15-year-old girl, right? That's a Gemini, let's just say. Okay, chatty, outgoing, but doesn't have boundaries or is very naive and doesn't have the proper discernment to say,
disciplines.
Wait, this person doesn't mean well for me, or exactly. So life teaches you as you move through life, through tragedy, heartbreak, getting screwed over, whatever it is, those things.
Failures.
Yeah, they're terrible to feel, but they're so necessary for your growth. So, and that's another thing too. I think it's about mindset, because here's the thing. We have two choices. We can either become a victim and stay a victim of everything that happens to us, or we can feel that feeling and we can rise in our power and we can take our victimhood mentality that we would otherwise have and we turn it into progress, because we have the choice to do that. And this is what God gives us. God gives us choice of free will, which again, we have to have the awareness to know, and then we have to be able to, execute with the inspired action behind that. But again, if people want to make choices that, let's say, for example, they want to stay victims, or they want to stay resentful, or they want to stay mad or angry or whatever it is, hey, you know what? They can choose to do that, because at the same time, we have to be ready to receive the message for growth, So yes, making a comment about that statement with Gemini being chatty and gossiping. Yes, I feel like if you're in a lower nature energy, then yeah, you will entertain gossip and drama and stuff like that. But if you are in your higher nature and your higher self, those things are not really attractive to you anymore, So I can even look back and see my growth as a person and say, wow, like where I was coming from, being 15, 20 years old till 36 now, there's a tremendous amount of growth, that has taken place from then until now because of those situations,
It's beautiful, you will said, ma'am. And also this year, since June 9th, you enter to your 7th life. Basically, we have a circle of life. So your circle of your life is number 7 too this year. So I mean, this year, you have to study a lot, knowledge. Now, next year, it's going to be your 8 years of circle. And next year, it's a money year. So next year, this year, you're going to learn all in about education. From now on, just educate. But the next one is education. Next year, you're going to use this education to print money.
Beautiful. I like it.
Yeah, so that's how you have to put in your head, because that's your future. All right, because this is your circle of you have to prepare yourself for next year, for next road. It's gonna be beautiful for you. In personal life, it's gonna be next year personal, be for business, growth, money, and tangible results. It's gonna be amazing for you next year. But this year should be wait for next year, June 9th. You're born, right? And also your secondary number is 9.
Yes.
So basically it means 9th. Also the humanitarian. And also the easygoing. Let's say me and Luis doing something. I say, hey, Katelyn, you with us coming? You say, of course, I'm with you. You know,
Yeah.
are you right?
Like a Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, I think everything qualities we have, it's a good thing. It depends how you control it.
Yes.
If you know your limits, that's where you're being tested. If you don't know your limits, and number 9, they don't know the limits.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you kick. If you, let's say, we're drinking, you're not gonna say let's stop it. You're gonna keep drinking until you waste it with everybody else. All right. So then this, I guess, you have to know. Obviously, you're not 16 or 26, right? You already full experience. Probably today, you know when to stop.
Yeah, it's boundaries, but we have to learn that too. And I think that
Every
that's
day.
something that most people, male or female, we struggle with that.
I find out something.
Go ahead.
It's kind of depressing, but
Okay.
it's reality.
Okay.
Think about it. We whole our life, as you said, we grow, start young, we're learning, failing, learning, learning. When you know most, when you know like 60, 80, 70, you know most, you already cannot do nothing with that because you're too old.
That's true.
Right. But it was until this generation, this is going to change.
Oh, that's very true too, because it doesn't have to stay that way. We don't have to
Right,
be an
because
elder. Right.
we anti-aging. So today I heard the new, as I mentioned, new 80s and new 40, and I heard people can live up to 140 to 150 next 10 years. They're gonna have fun with the technology. You can reverse your life.
It's all about the evolution of the person, you know. And some people they're stubborn when they're young, and then they stay stubborn even when they're adults. So instead of learning quickly, they learn the hard way, and they have to take this long path unnecessarily when they can just do the same thing but just go here. But again, you can't tell people anything sometimes, because why? They know it all. I'm not how do I say this? I'm not void of that myself, because I used to have a mentality that was similar to that too. But I realized, hey, you know what? Have an open mindset. Be a student. You know what they said? There's a saying. The best teachers, the greatest, here we go. The greatest teachers are the master
Fulfiller.
students. No, they're the master students. The greatest teachers are the master students, and that's the truth. Because you are putting yourself in a position to be the best
first.
student, the greatest one. You're going to be the greatest teacher.
100%, because you went through all this experience by yourself.
Yeah, and there's no pride or shame or ego or anything preventing you from, just saying, hey, this is me. I'm going to be real, and I'm going to show up like that, So, yeah.
That's good. That's good. I want to also, after hearing everything we spoke today,
Yes.
what would be for people the first step to start with the wellness and everything you recommend? Like how they start after hearing everything?
Okay, so first thing is first is that after you guys listen to this, make sure that you subscribe to all of my social media handles, K's Natural Nutrients, okay? That is Instagram and Facebook. And then my personal page is Kerlikowske, which is all linked together. Then what you're going to do is you're going to visit ksnaturalnutrients.com, which is my online store, okay? And you're going to go through that, and you can read up more about the sea moss as well. And there's a shopping cart. You can click as many things as you want, add to it, and you get all your stuff in 2 to 3 business days.
Ms. Katelyn, it was a pleasure. I can talk to you forever.
Thank you.
But we have to sometimes end this conversation.
And that's okay.
We're going to see you next
Yes,
time
absolutely.
with a new projects,
Yes.
with new product.
Yes.
And we'd like to hear or want to hear all this about and new stories.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Life is good. Let's talk about it. Life is good. Don't stress about it. Life is good. Just live your life.